Hey kids, welcome to another episode of GLEN YAPS. It is a beautiful day in my little city in Canada. We're pushing about 30 degrees Celsius, which is very nice. No, we don't have igloos up here and all that stuff, the myths that we hear as Canadians. We do have hot weather up here. But I'm down in my recording studio where it is nice and cool right now, doing a couple of videos. This one is pertaining to some cymbals that I bought a little while ago, and I will continue to buy. And those cymbals are Dream cymbals. Nice little sticker here that I got with the cymbals I bought. Dream cymbals I came across by total accident. I was looking for cymbals to totally go an opposite direction to what I normally use. I'm one of these guys that was always either, into either rock music, jazz music, and country and western. And I kind of carry those cymbals through all those styles of music, vary the hi-hats a little bit. But, with the pinging ride that's like cutting through everything, I just wanted a drastic change in sound. I started recording an album quite a few years ago with my partner, Tony, my guitar player, and we wrote tons and tons of songs, and we have an album sitting in the tank here. And I found at the end of the project that the cymbals, they weren't what I wanted anymore, and there was no way I was going to redo the tracks. There's nothing wrong with the tracks I did, but I did experiment with some cymbals, old trashy thin cymbals, and piggybacking them and cutting pieces out of them and making all these artistic sounds with them. And I really like those more than the regular, rock hats or those kind of things. I just wanted a different taste. I don't know if evolve is the word. I just wanted a change. So I started researching, and I did buy the odd, I like to call them boutiques cymbals. The cost is ridiculous. I'll give you an example. I bought a Meinl cymbal. I forgot the model. It's actually sitting on this kit. And the price was just, it almost stopped my heart. It was like, Meinl cymbals when I was a kid, I've been playing since '77. When I was a kid, I bought, my very first cymbals were Meinl. And they were absolute crap. They were the worst cymbals. They used to stamp Meinl into the cymbal and circle it with an oval. And what happened was I was hitting the cymbal, and that whole oval was stamped so much into the cymbal that oval popped out. So I had a cymbal with an oval, and they would not take it back, giving me a warranty for it. But it was their stamp that went in. I've never had that ever happen before. So Meinls I always hated, and I still have a couple of my early sets of nostalgia to hang on to these Meinl cymbals. So I wanted darker, trashy cymbals, and I, was going through the K series, and they weren't dark enough for me. They weren't trashy enough for me, and it just wasn't the sound. So I was like getting discouraged. The prices were stupid on some of these ones. They're hand hammered and all these weird And they sound great, yeah, but as soon as I saw the price, I go, this is insane. It's like, how can any drummer afford these? It's like crazy. I mean, for a 16 or an 18-inch cymbal, you know, with all this, you know, fancy hammering and firing stuff, they were worth more than the cars I was driving. You know, I have these $1,000 beater cars. It's like, you know what, take my car and melt it down and make it into a cymbal. It was cheaper to do it that way. So I was discouraged, and I continued to use cymbals, you know, that I didn't like, and I would do things to them, like cut them or drill holes into them to kind of make my own ozone. And I got lucky with a lot of that stuff, where I really liked the sound of those way better than what they were originally. And so I kept doing that. But the process is a long one when you're doing experimenting like that. So, discouraged one night, I went on YouTube, and I was basically just looking for something totally different that was more affordable. And so I wrote this down because I'd never heard of this drummer before, but I love his playing. After I saw this video with him, it looked like it's in his house or his home studio. So his name is Jeremy Bean Clemens, and he's a great drummer. Just got a great feel, great technique. I saw him demonstrating dream cymbals, and they were this dark matter, and I said, wow, that's got a mysterious kind of sound to it. So I watched this video, and he's playing with them, and I think by the look of it in the video, he's experiencing these cymbals for the first time and playing with them on his kit, and his kit sounds great, by the way. And so I'm listening to him, and he's hitting all these cymbals, and these, you know, they're kind of showcasing this. And as soon as he started to play these cymbals, I go, that's the sound. I love that sound. And they just weren't overpowering. Like I find a lot of cymbals are overpowering. These were not. I love the sound of them, and they went great with his drum sound. It was like a total match. I don't know if he intentionally tuned them to those cymbals or what, and I probably should write and ask him. But the blend between the drums, his playing, and those cymbals, they were like, to me, the three of them were a match. And so right away I went snooping around online just to investigate what these cymbals were all about. And went to the website and, you know, getting all this information. And then I find out that they're available up in Canada, because with being up in Canada, there's some stuff not available up here. And then the second painful part is our dollar is not worth what it used to be, and that's a painful realization when you have to add, you know, another chunk of coin on top of that to even out the money between when you're buying from another country. So, you know, when they have the title Dream Cymbals, they're, you know, that's the perfect name, because it's like I'm dreaming of some cymbal I can afford without having to give up, you know, living comfortably in a house and eating, because it's just crazy, the cost of cymbals. Like one cymbal, I mean, I've seen $1,000 and even more. Not dream cymbals, but I mean these Meinl and K series, like Zildjian cymbals, have just gone so crazy. Anyways, I can't afford that. I'm a hoarder of gear, but the gear that I hoard is used collector stuff. And I can't afford all these brand new kits that I see on the market. I wish I could, because, like I say, I'm a hoarder of music gear. But drums are my main instrument. So after watching this video, I went snooping around, and I came across the Reverb site, which is like a classified site. And this Timpano Percussion, in my country, Montreal, Quebec, different province than mine. I'm in the Ontario region, but they had a whole whack of these cymbals advertised on there, different sizes, different weights. They put the weights on them, which to me was new, because when I was a kid, it was like, oh, if you just went by the name, they didn't care about the weight. And started to understand why they do the weight thing. But needless to say, I was going, what can I buy? I don't want to buy two of the same thing, like if I was buying a 16 in this thickness or this model, I didn't want the 18 or the whatever, the second one, to be the same. That way I got a taste of a couple of different models, but still in the dark matter brand. I love the look of them. They look like they've just been pulled out of a volcano, and I definitely love the sound. So it's like I took the plunge, I bought two of them, had them sent up, and this was just under a year ago. And I had just finished recording an album with my buddy Tony under the name Flat Stanley Inc. And I started recording about 6 months ago another EP project with a project basically called The Morning Glory. And so I'm going to try and use these cymbals on this project. So, and I love them. Because a couple of the songs on there I tuned, because I'm usually tuning my drums fairly high, because I love the big band drummers, the way their drums projected, where you don't have to play hard. You can just let the drums do the volume thing. So when you tune the drums higher, they project more. But I wanted something with a couple of songs where the drums were tuned right out, like right down, and have these dark cymbals kind of see how they played out with that. And I love the results. And then I did a couple of, as anybody that watches my YouTube channel knows, I like to fart around restoring old drum sets and doing demos on gear that I buy. And most of the gear I buy is not new, even though these dream cymbals are new. So I was demonstrating a Tama Superstar kit, and I used the two crashes that I had bought in that demo. And most of my demos, I don't mic the whole kit up and all that. I mean, I could mic it all up, but I just find of the videos that I hear of people doing that, the sound is so manipulated. I'd rather just put the camera there, whatever the mic is on the camera. In my case, I'm using a GoPro, or I use the Zoom camera. It's just, straight into that mic. It's more natural to hear what those drums sound like in a room rather than that totally processed stuff. It's so misleading, because I've bought stuff in my younger years watching a video that was processed and go, wow, does that ever sound great? Get it home and it sounds like shit. So I don't want to be suckered again. And I basically, when I'm buying stuff, I just research it and try and find as many videos as I can on it and try and average things out. I took a gamble on the Dream cymbals. The price was very fair and affordable, and so I took the plunge. So Tapano Percussion up in Montreal, they were super nice with me in having to deal with this process of buying these new cymbals. And I've already told them I want to buy a hi-hats and a ride cymbal to go with the crashes, just to get, I like to say, a four-corner spread of the sound, crash, ride, hi-hats. Just that simple trap kit kind of four-piece drum set kind of vibe with those kind of cymbals. I'm going to do maybe another video of these on a small tiny kit. Maybe I got a Manu Cat Chew kit and one of the first series ones, so I might do it on that kit, or maybe just using a vintage Gretsch snare and a 18-inch kick drum that I've got, and just do a couple little grooves with these things. I just love them so much. But anyways, so big thanks to the crew up at Tapano Percussion. Like I say, they have great customer service, at least with me. And the Dream Cymbals, I am totally happy with them. It's one of those things where it's a drastically different cymbal than I'm used to, and it's kind of a touchy-feely thing. I have to, I have to see where it fits into what I normally play. Like I'm doing a classic old country kind of band thing, and I tried it with them, and it worked out great. And the guys were happy because the cymbals, the frequency cymbal on the cymbals is not as high pitched, and so it doesn't zing their ears as much. That's why I'm looking at the hi-hats and the ride cymbal. I'm using a Sabian raw ride on some of the gigs, and I mean that tones it down quite a bit, but it doesn't have that trashy sound. So I'm kind of looking to change that, even though that raw cymbal records really nice. I'm definitely looking forward to Dream cymbal, Dark Matter hi-hats, and the ride. So that's the scoop on that, and the demo I'll try and get done. I might have it done for the end of this video. We'll see. I've got so many drum sets on the go right downstairs, so real estate's a little tight. So, but if you're looking for trashy cymbals that sound great, rich, you know, the Dark Matter's what I like. I'll show you what they are right now. I've got them right here. So that's the 16. And at the time, I've got the price on here. At the time, I paid $239 for that, which I think is pretty fair. And I haven't taken the tag off it yet. So this one is, they call it, I think, a Dark Matter Energy. It even gives the gram on there, which is kind of neat. I don't think I left the tag on the other one. So very beautiful cymbals. You can see the brass coming through them in pockets, but they look like they're burnt. So I'm going to give it a little hit. And I don't know if the camera's going to take it very well in this room, but love this one. So the bigger one is a thinner one. I've never had a 19 before, so this is a 19. It's like huge. Like the way it shakes. Sounds killer. I love it. At least in here it sounds great. I mean, the camera's probably exploded, and I'll edit the sound down if it's too loud. But they're just gorgeous cymbals. So perfect for what I'm doing. I'm just going to throw them on a couple of the kits too, to experiment with them, because I've got some vintage kits like a 53 Gretsch broadcaster kit, and WFL kit from 57, and 59 Rogers. I'm going to try it with all the old stuff and with some of the new kits I got too. With this kit over here, I probably won't have room for a 19-inch crass because it's pretty tight for space, but we'll definitely put it up against the Meinl that I have there that I paid too much for. And I think these sound better than the Meinl one that I bought. Sorry, Meinl. I mean, it still sounds good. It's just I like these ones better. Yeah, so I'll do a couple of videos with it, and I'll sneak them in periodically throughout the next few weeks on my YouTube channel. So anyways, thanks for watching. That's the scoop. Trying to think what else I was going to talk about, but for right now, we'll leave it at that. So peace, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.